morning, and welcome to the worst produced video on YouTube. That's right. Okay, so, Mom, where are you? What is it? Let's start with who I am. I'm Michael Lee. I was born Jason Newman in 1974. My functional purpose at that time was nothing. I was a mistake. I was given up for adoption, and now we're here. What is this video series? It's a series of 5 to 10 minute long videos that I plan on doing about my experiences. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not an expert. I'm a dude that got adopted. And I've recently joined a lot of groups for support groups and stuff for adoption, and I see common threads running through everyone. And I find that when you search being adopted, you're given all of these positives and wonderful things. Let's get some stuff straight. You don't owe anybody anything. Okay? You don't owe your adopted parents any more than any child would owe a birth parent. You don't owe them. The concept that you owe them, it's gross. It's the entire way that adoption is looked at. You become the target of a social narcissism that is, people don't see it. So I think what I'm going to do is document the search I'm currently going through with my biological family for you over the next series of videos. I will be leaving names out, not because I owe these people anything. I don't owe anyone. I'm leaving names out because these are the kind of people that would sue a small-time chicken farmer for mentioning their name in a YouTube video, because they're the sort of people that think that you owe them something. So I'm going to start out with 5 things I realized about being adopted. Number 5, we'll start with: you don't owe anybody anything. For your biological father, all of our circumstances are different. For a biological father, you really don't owe him anything. I mean, I've come to the conclusion that should I ever meet my biological father, which after meeting certain members of his family, I don't think that's something I'm ever going to want to do. If that's a traceable situation. I've had a very negative experience with them, and really the only thing I could say to him would be thanks for being a horny teenager and not having some sort of weird kink. That's about it. I mean, I read hundreds of accounts of biological fathers that didn't even know you existed, and that was unfair of the mom to do. We don't know their circumstance. We don't. And to your biological mother, I mean, there's lots of different cases. There'll be a video coming up about my specific circumstances, and you'll see how they are very odd. But depending on the time that you were adopted in people like myself that were adopted prior to 2006 or 2008 when they opened up adoptions in Canada, they did whatever they could to get children to fill these adoption orders. I've had literally the Children's Services Group in Halton County admit that their practices were barbaric. To admit that in 1974 they actually had a unit that would go and harass single mothers to give up their children for adoption. I've heard that not only from the hospital I was born at, but also from members of the team that handles the records for Halton County. So, it's number one. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe your biological father because he was a horny teenager. And you don't owe your biological mother for giving you up for adoption. I mean, you don't owe someone your life. That very concept is so grossly narcissistic. You do not owe anyone for decisions they made without consulting you. Okay. Number 4, you're a human being. Congratulations. Well, some days it doesn't feel like it, because some days you sit and you look around the world and you hear a voice or a heartbeat or a sound, or you see something and it resonates with you. For me, it was always Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. Ever since I was a baby, my mom used to tell me, man, I'd sing you Me and Bobby McGee to put you to sleep. I recently found out that my biological mother's nickname was Janis Joplin, and that her favorite song was Me and Bobby McGee. So from an in utero perspective, I'm a human being with a memory. But people don't see that. You can't possibly remember that. You were a child. You were this. You were that. Remember, birth is the first trauma that you will ever experience. Literally the first trauma you'll ever experience. You are being evicted from the only thing you've ever known. Adoption is the second. When you're taken away directly from your mother and severed from that heartbeat, that causes damage. They've since realized that, but there's a lot of us out there that cause damage too. So, you feel like you were thrown away, given away, not wanted. You're a human being. What's important is that you're a good enough human being for yourself, not worrying about everybody else. 3, you're allowed to dislike adoption. And I mean, I don't say this. Let me be very clear about something. I have zero opinion. Zero opinion. I have stood fast on this my whole life. On abortion. Abortion didn't affect me. Abortion doesn't affect me. I do not have a uterus. I am not going to go get pregnant tomorrow and need an abortion. I have been put in a position with a partner where I've had to make that decision. I often wonder, would the world have been a better place if my mother had made that decision? Would I have saved myself a lot of pain? Would I have saved my adopted parents a lot of pain? Would I save so many people? It's okay to feel. It's okay to dislike the concept of adoption. It's okay to dislike the fact that this is what's going on. Okay, so when someone tells you you're lucky to be adopted, or your birth mother loved you enough to give you up, it's like, It's probably the biggest insult I hear. It's so marginalizing. Which brings us to number 2. You are a marginalized person. You're not outwardly one. I mean, I am white. I am male. I am, depending on the day, heterosexual. I have been a musician. I've done pro wrestling. I've done all sorts of crazy stuff in my life. But I did that not even thinking about it. That my whole life, I'm talked to about moms and dads from the time you're in school. Here's your mom, and here's your dad. Here's who you're supposed to respect. And as an adopted person, you take it all in. You go, okay, yeah. But at some point, someone's going to tell you, hey, man, you were adopted. And that's where it all changes. Everything changes. And the way people talk to you changes. When you're introduced to people's parents, it's different. When they meet your parents, it's different. It's a discrimination that people don't even know they have. Because they don't know enough about what they're discriminating against. And finally, and probably the most important thing, I'm going to end this video on this note. You are in control. As I said, we're going to outline this search, not so much everything else. But we are going to outline the search as we go. You can see that I've got bags under my eyes. I am on 2 weeks of about 2.5 to 3 hours sleep a night. Because I didn't realize I was in control. Because I allowed some very malicious people to try to take control. This is Odin. Say hi. You say hi? No. I allowed some very malicious people to take control. They hijacked the search. I've heard things, buzzwords like, oh, family emergency. There's a family emergency. I'm worried about them. This is after admitting, oh yeah, I know your family. I know your family. It didn't take me long to realize what the family emergency was. I really actually gave up on my biological father because of it. Because I'm not an inconvenience. I'm not some child that they need to call gross words like kiddo or sport or buddy. No. It's been 2 weeks since I located them. Within 3 days, they're like, yep, you fit in here, you fit in here. You can wait. It's narcissistic abuse and control, and it's disgusting. If I look at it from the other people's perspective, here's a father who may or may not have known that I exist. Here is a group of people that may or may not care that I exist, but they were asked for one thing. Can I get a family medical history? Oh, nobody in our family has any medical problems. That's certainly not the story that's being told. But remember that as you're searching for your family, everybody's family's perfect. They all think their family's perfect. They all get that their family's perfect, in their mind. And that's marginalizing to you too. Because the family's perfect despite you. No, you're perfect despite them. And remember that. You're the perfect you despite them. As for my birth mother's family, watch out for well-meaning friends. They can be just as abusive. There are several facts that lead to the situation with my birth mother, as well as, hey, I'm dead 3 times over in 3 different ways. I'm not kidding. Because that's what they needed to do to rationalize their trauma, and not realizing that later in life I was going to have trauma too. And if I ever did reach out, that's what would happen. Now, if someone told them I was dead 3 different ways, that's not okay either. But this well-meaning family friend decided I'm out to steal their fortune. Decided I am a horrible person, and I've never talked to them. I've never met them. I don't know them. What I do know is that they're taking the choice from other people away by spitting their vitriol filth, and the people that are listening and are talking to me about, like, they can't see it, they're not right. Their prejudice against people that I don't even know that led me to them has created the fact that I'm a criminal. You know what my crime was? My crime was falling out of a vagina. That was it. I was born. That's my crime. There's your original sin. So, that's fun. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to end this video here. There's been a lot of talked about and digested, and some of it's good, some of it's crap. I don't know. It's up to you. What you get out of these is you. It's going to be me talking about my experiences and tips and tricks for hopefully finding your biological parents. Mr. Odin, what is it? Yes, I know I'm doing something. You're getting in my way. What do you do? I'm a crazy cat guy. I have chickens too. You want to hear? They'll crow in a minute. So anyways, we're going to outline my search as it goes, and the next thing I want to talk about on the next video, which will be next weekish, is a misconception that there is only one way to find a biological family. So look forward to that in coming weeks. Every video will start with the same format. I'll talk a little bit about some, have a list of things that affect adopted people. And then as we go, maybe we'll bring some people on to talk about their stories too. But until then, cheers. Mom, where are you?